Hello, everybody. This is Joel, aka Bourbon Dingo, and welcome to episode 7 of my second series of Let's Play Crusader Kings 2. During the last episode, we actually started a excommunication war against the the King of England, after you can see what happened to the area he held. In combat, our Duke died. And so it passed to his eldest son, who is likely just going to let the war end inconclusively, because there's not much he can actually do for it. Right now, I believe all he's going to do is keep his money to a point where he can create the Kingdom of Wales, which right now he needs about 371 gold. And I guess just keep trying to build up his piety as best he can. Taking a quick look, we could buy indulgence for our sins, but this is going to be at least 100 gold for only what will end up being, I think, 25 piety. Which is not a horrible idea, but not what I want to try to do right now. What we're going to do is just keep building up area. I was considering landing a vassal and claiming some area for him. But I believe right now I'm just going to wait and see if my Chancellor can land me some claims in Cornwall or Devon. So let's get started again. Letting us know that we have some faster reinforcement for our levies. I'm going to go ahead and start spending a little bit on improving the amount of soldiers we have. So let's go ahead and add a militia training ground in Aberfraw. Taking a quick glance, I believe we have a castle a castle town in all of our areas that we control directly right now. Alright, we don't want our sister to be arbitrary, so we're going to say that's the strap for her. And we do not have a low stone wall built here, so I'm going to go ahead and spend another 50 gold on a low stone wall. We'll earn it back well before we have the right amount of piety. Taking a quick glance to see if we really wanted to sue for peace, we would lose 50 piety, so I'm not willing to do that. I would really like to win this war, because that would be immediately 50 piety and 200 prestige. But the way that this war is actually working is not working in our favor. Every single time we take an area, we're actually at war with all these different pieces, because they are currently at war with England. And so we can take an area, but what immediately happens is they move into that area so that they can increase their war score, thus decreasing our war score. And since I don't think we actually have any pieces that can be considered something that we hold just to increase our war score over time, that this won't increase any on its own. So all we're doing right now is waiting for the for either King Robert here to die, or to lose the war, because he'll no longer be the ruler after this war is over. Okay, my wife is pregnant again. As you can see, he actually imprisoned his own heir. Alright, something we need to take a look up here for, after we set this up, is that it appears our wife is attempting to take over Scotland. I'm not sure that I can actually join her battle And I can join her battle and help her take over Scotland, which would in turn cause my son to both inherit my titles and the Kingdom of Scotland. I am actually going to say that that is not a terrible idea. We are going to go ahead and send her an offer of our help. Wait for her to accept it and see what sort of combat we're going to be in. And as you can see here, she already has a 52% positive war score. So I'm not going to purchase any mercenaries. All we're going to do is march ourselves into Galloway here and see if we can start sieging Galloway. Pause real fast. Am I sneaking around him without fighting him? I am. Okay. All right, taking a quick glance, we can select a new ambition. We're going to go ahead and increase our intrigue. That way we're less likely to be the target of a plot. And it does appear that we are successfully starting the siege here. So once they all get together, we're going to merge them. See if we can find my uncle someone to marry. And he is currently my marshal, so we don't want to send him out of the area. Once again, I believe we're just going to find him a princess to marry. Possibly the Princess of Norway here, who's content. I like that. I'm going to set up that marriage, and that'll gain him a little bit of prestige. Alright, the marriage has gone through. She's arrived at our court. Okay, well, my spy master passed away, it appears. So let's take a quick look and replace him. Once again, I don't have anybody really decent to replace my spy master with. So let's pause and send him to study technology in Leinster once again. As you can see, we have a 53% war score currently with the King of Scotland. Let's see how this jumps up here in one moment. Drop down, I'm not sure exactly why. He appears to have sued for peace against... I believe now is the time to go ahead and call in our vassal armies, combine them with us. I'm going to take a hard look at the military, decide if I want to send somebody in. We currently have, the Saxon band is up to almost 2,000 troops. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll take the loss here. This, I believe, is going to be more important to what we're doing. We don't want her to be cynical. As you can see, I'm not sure. This is the Scottish army here, so I'm unsure as to whether or not they're actually allied with me or not. So we're going to have to check that out. As you can remember, whenever I called the excommunication war over here, we invited them to help join us. Try to keep an eye on the amount of money we have. We have somebody attempting to usurp a title. I don't want to lose any piety. I want to go ahead and let him do whatever it is he's going to do. We're going to combine our troops. We have a bit of a vassal levy being raised too long issue. And we're going to let one of my kinsmen take care of my brother. And immediately after I'm done sieging, I apparently chose to do this sort of in a backwards fashion. I'm going to head in and see if this is an enemy I can actually fight. Alright, and we have more than a good amount here. I'm not going to press this. It's not... We're going to actually assault this area. We now have complete control over Galloway. So I'm going to try moving into this area here with Prince William and see if he is actually an enemy. I believe he might be. He is. And this fight will dwindle the amount of soldiers he has right there. See, it dropped him down to about that. The Duchess currently has that, as well as the Countess has this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move into an area that we haven't taken. Argyle. And start assaulting that. I'm going to let them naturally take over the castle, and then I'll run an assault on both the bishop and the city right here. We had another spy master pass away. Okay. Kinswoman come of age. We're going to marry her off, possibly just to the Duke of Aquitaine. If he succeeds in his fight down here, he will actually become king. So we'll send that off. Watching, as soon as we're done taking over this first area here in Dunstaffnage, I'm going to head down and assure that he can't finish clearing up any of the besiegings we did there. We're going to go ahead and attend a gossip session of our servants. It'll help increase our intrigue. Alright, once again, we're trying to keep our piety up, so we're just going to let him be for now. My kinsman just came of age, but he's not really that good. We can't marry him off to anywhere where he'll go. I can, however, give him a matrilineal marriage. One of the issues here is that I set him up with a matrilineal marriage, I can actually get him out of my area. And that may be important. So let's go ahead and set him up with a matrilineal marriage and keep... We'll send him off to the Byzantine Empire. So you can see the 19% that I had for the excommunication war for King Robert of England doesn't seem to be budging. Okay, we finished the first siege. Like I said, I'm going to come down here and run them off of the sieging they're currently doing in Galloway. Get a little bit of defense bonus. Alright, they're down to 129. I don't think that's enough to actually siege anything. I'm going to encourage my sister to be humble. And as you can see, we got a more than a 10-to-1 ratio here, so I'm just going to go ahead and assault the area. We're going to do that for both of the bottom holdings. We've lost another spy master. We're going through spy masters like water. I don't really want to make my wife my spy master, but she is one of the best ones we have. We have quite a few really good marshals. So we're going to make my wife my spy master, and instead of what I normally have her do, I'm going to send her to scheme in Gwent. Alright, we finished successfully our assault there. Go ahead and move into Clydesdale. And as you can see, that army there didn't successfully escape before I got there. One of the things you can notice here is that since I'm not the actual leader of this combat, I don't have the option to sue for peace. For 10 gold, we can jump up our... right there. I actually currently have 200 piety and enough money to create the Kingdom of Wales, so I believe Duke Cadwgan of Gwynedd, it's not exceptionally special, but he is going to become the King of Wales. Let's go ahead and create this kingdom. 359 gold and 200 piety. We have successfully created the Kingdom of Wales, which, as it stands for right now, includes only the land, these lands right here, and the Isle of Man. What may end up happening very shortly, however, is it may also include Scotland up here. Okay, we keep doing that. As you can see, the colors changed here as my border colors changed. Alrighty then, we are now out of the Gwynedian English excommunication war because he is no longer a King of England. He's now just a Duke of England. Normandy is still the King of England, or still the dynasty in charge of England. And one of the funny things about this is that if he were to die, the original King of England would get it right back. He is slightly a better ruler than previous king. This is interesting. getting a few more fractures out of France. And I'm not sure how well it's actually going to work for them. Rather surprised the Holy Roman Empire hasn't spread west a little bit in light of all this. Okay. My brother, we're going to say it suits his position that he becomes content. Byzantine Empire is spreading even further now. And the Fatimid Empire is huge. We had some more issue with collecting taxes. We got a bit of a revolt risk in our lands. We made okay now that we've gotten to that point. We're going to take a quick look back over here. Appears that Athol. No, that was there before, wasn't it? I'm not sure. We're currently at 62%. I am going to finish up this assault. He's got quite a few people defending that area. It appears that the Duke of Meath here is attempting to take Ossory, I believe. No, it's the claim of, yeah, for the claim of Leinster. See, there's no real reason to attempt to take Cornwall anymore, so we're going to send him off into Dublin. Pause while we set a child for training. We may have just finished the siege in that area. No, we still have one more area we're sieging. I'm going to go ahead and set that as an assault. Get through that real fast. Up to 72% now. Didn't escape in time, so we killed that group. My sister is zealous. I believe I might leave her as zealous. We want her to be decent altogether. One of the interesting things. I'm not sure exactly what might have occurred with that. Yes. Prince Donald. No? Here? I believe he was who he set up the marriage with, and that seems to have fallen through. Right, there's another set of 500 troops, and he's chasing down the last little troops of Malcolm III. And after I've taken the first area away from him, because we don't want him winning his war before we win ours. Alright, we have just gained the ability to claim the Duchy of Meath. And we're going to go ahead and use it. It's rather expensive, as you can see here. But we'll come out of that debt relatively quickly. As you can see, the peace in England didn't last very long. Duke Wulfhere the Careless and Bedforder war for Count Amon's claim on England. So they're trying to pass what appears to be a claim on England for someone. But we're going to finish up this war first. I think I'm going to hold off on attempting to claim the Duchy of Meath over here. I actually want to see what this is going to include whenever I decide to do it. We can't currently because we have vassals raised, levies raised. We're at a negative monthly balance currently. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and split these guys up we are going to find the mercenaries we hired and send them home. As you can see, the amount of soldiers we had dropped quite a bit. But there's little that they can do. I'm wondering why she hasn't sent more aid out to us recently. And those would be her soldiers. We finished the siege in this area. No, we haven't. We are still sieging the other two areas. My brother was lying. We don't want him to be deceitful. So we're going to go ahead and attempt to make him honest. And he didn't get honest, but he lost the deceitful trait, which is good. Some low-level combat going on between the Duchess of Moray and Scotland here. What I'm actually about to do is, after I finish taking all the areas in this specific county, I'm going to go ahead and march back into my area and raise my troops once again to get a bit of a reinforcement. I believe when I do that, before I keep pressing this claim, we're going to go ahead and call it quits, because we're coming up on the 30 minutes right now. We have one more area. Now we're not lacking funds anymore, which is always nice. It appears that the Chancellor of Shrewsbury is claiming quite a few of our little areas. We have someone trying to tell us that we need to drop taxes. If I drop taxes, they're going to drop to minimum city taxes. If you look here real fast, you can see that we're already on normal, and that would drop me down 10% on what I'm earning from them, but they would like me more. Currently, money isn't too big of an issue. I just don't want to have to possibly change it back up at some point. I need my vassals to like me right now, though. So we're going to go ahead and let them know that we have decided we will allow them to change those taxes down to minimal city taxes. I'm not very appreciative of it. It drops our income quite a bit. But it's what we have to do. In the same instance, I think I may go ahead and increase up to minimal crown authority, medium crown authority. I'll hold off shortly on that. We're going to try to do that right before I pass away. Okay, after I made another courtier cry, the third one in a short week, I felt a bit embarrassed. I can attempt to gain the trait kind, which I already have, or I can attempt to gain the trait cruel. I'm not cruel. Alright, as you can see, my wife decided to start funding the mercenaries that I had just let go. So immediately after this, I'm going to move them down into the Isle of Man, disband them, and then I'll re-raise my my personal levy. See, we have a minus 15 with all of our vassals currently. So what I'm going to do actually is begin the assault on this place, and I'll lose quite a bit of soldiers in this assault. But we finished taking this area. I want to move them into there and get rid of them, and I'm going to stop annoying my vassals by having their troops raised for so long. I didn't realize quite how long I'd had them raised. Alright, the war is actually over. If you take a quick look here, you can see that they're still at war with Athol here, but they just hired a large portion, so I don't think that's going to last very long for them. I'm going to excuse myself from that specific fight. If they need me, I'll come in and help. Otherwise, what we're going to do, actually, is start saving up our soldiers until we can press against Meath here. And if you take a look, we're only going to be claiming one area, but it will be the Duchy of Meath, which means that we'll be able to then move into Kildare as a de jure war. And we'll start taking a chunk of Ireland out of here as well. But alright, we got quite a bit done today. We helped our wife become Queen of Scotland. I'm sorry, our mother become Queen of Scotland. And we are currently her heir to the Kingdom of Scotland. As the King of Wales. So that'll be nice once she passes away, and we're not going to do anything to expedite that currently. We'll just make sure we help her in any succession wars or any revolts or anything of that nature. Once we claim that, we will be doing quite well in the British Isles. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Thank you for watching as always, and see you during the very next episode. Thanks, guys.